Hello and welcome to Zephyr City, a new Minecraft city that I am building all by myself. And yes, you heard that right, I am building this completely by myself. There's no one helping me with everything you see around here. Now, I have been building this city since about December of 2022, so it's fairly recent. It's getting close to a year old, and I've made quite a lot of progress on it. Now, I have been playing Minecraft since about 2011, 2012-ish, so I've been playing Minecraft for a long time. And I have learned some tricks over the way. This is not my first city by far. My friends will tell you that I have built many Minecraft cities, many of them. Now, the point of this first video is to basically be a showcase, a visual showcase for everything that I have constructed as up to this point, being October of 2023. Now, as you have seen so far, if we get a view from the intersection here, that sun is beautiful in shaders, by the way, you will see that it is quite detailed. And now the point of that is because I have learned many tricks over the years for building cities. I definitely do not build them like I used to. One trick you might notice is the roads itself. I do not make them flat up to the sidewalk, for example, like many other people. I think that looks, not the best. So instead, I make roads like this. I think they look a lot nicer. And obviously this intersection is huge, but the point of this new city that I'm showcasing is realism, as much realism as I can get. So that includes subtle things that you might notice. So one of them being that not all the buildings are flush with each other. They are in fact a little bit farther away from the road than others. Same on this side of the road, same even over there. Now obviously, this is just one intersection of the city. There is going to be a lot more city, and you are coming along with the ride for me. I wish you could have joined me at the beginning when I first started it, but sadly I did not think to record it. In fact, it was my brother who inspired me or convinced me to record this process. And I'm not going to be building anything in this first part because I want to establish the city for you guys, with you guys. So that I can show you around, give you an idea of the city layout, and maybe give you some tips along the way if you're building your own city. Now, looking at this, let me change the time to day because I think it's a bit easier to see those buildings. There we go. As you can see, I am, and just so you know, if you wanted to know, I am using Faithful for 1.19. I need to update it a bit to 1.20 now. With shaders, it's BSL v8.1 right there. If you want to use the same shaders and texture pack as me, personally, I think the shaders and this Faithful texture pack give the city a very nice look. Now, if you were to use it in like the default texture pack and everything, it wouldn't look awful, I guess. But it just wouldn't be as nice. And obviously you can use any shaders you want. If you wanted the same shaders that I'm using, you can look up the one that I just showed on camera. But as you can see, I am just running around the city right now because I am going to start down here with these buildings over here. So, coming up to our first building, which is actually at the corner of Hunt Street and Mangrove Avenue, we have Shadston Towers, which is a luxury apartment building that is right in the downtown of the city. And I just ran into a lamppost, so there we go. Now, this is actually where I will have my penthouse at the top there. It has 360 degree view of the city via the huge glass square at the top. And I think overall it's just a very nice looking building. It definitely, definitely looks pretty nice. Now, next to it is going to be a shopping center. I don't know what shopping center yet, but the point of the realism here that I will show you is that this building right here is separate from this building, as you can see. The apartments will have a separate entrance, and that is kind of the point. Next up, coming down the street, we have this building right here that actually does not have a name yet, but it's a pretty standard office tower. If you come in here, one thing you'll notice is there is another door over here, and this takes you to behind the Shadston Tower, and this is another good view right here if you want to look at it. To this parking lot, which is, you know, it's a basic parking lot. It actually uses quartz stairs instead of regular blocks to give it that little bit of depth from far away. I think it looks a little nicer. And then there's these different types of lampposts that have these pots hanging from it. I love it. Along with the parking entrance right here. And you'll notice that the roads actually split off a bit. And you'll notice that this has yellow lines because it's two different directions. And this one has 2 lanes going in the same direction for each side, which gives it more realism with different sized roads, which I love. Along the street here, there's going to be some basic street stuff. You know, there's these nice birch trees that I made by hand. There's going to be some sitting areas, and these will be where 2 other birch trees that I have not built yet will be. And this is the view of Shadston Towers from the other side, looking up. Obviously, it looks beautiful. Now, the next building I want to show you is this one right here, the Triumph Hotel. This building is, it actually came from one of my other cities. Well, the design of it anyway. I did have other cities on Xbox that I built for years before I got a PC. Now I build on Java, obviously. But the point of this, and you'll notice that this actually has a drop-off area as well for the hotel. There's going to be a restaurant in this part. This is actually the entrance to the hotel, but the rooms will be here. So you actually come in here. It will take you to the restaurant and the gym and all the restaurant or the hotel amenities in this section right here. And then all the rooms will be in this main building here. So it kind of splits off, and there'll be a rooftop lounge up there as well. Now this building also doesn't have a name, but I think it looks pretty beautiful all the way around. It looks amazingly beautiful. I think it fits the style of the city really well. I love the way that it sets on the street and like sets back versus this one. I think it looks so beautiful. Coming up on our right, this building is also not named, but it's the most furnished building so far. And this was actually the first building I built in the city. And fun fact, it's actually my brother's favorite so far. He loves this building. And the point of this building, which I will show you right now. So there's actually a couple entrances to this building. The first one being at the street corner, there is a steakhouse, the Craft Steakhouse at the bottom here, which is most of the first floor. And then on either corner of the building, you have these entrances here, which go to the apartments, which go up. So that the apartment entrance, just like Shadston Towers, is separate from the restaurant, so you don't have to go through the restaurant to get to the apartments. Now, I'm not going to show you the apartments in this video just yet. I'm going to save that for another video, because that could be a video on itself. I'm going to do some tips on interior and stuff, but for this video, we're going to stick with exterior. Now, this building also doesn't have a name yet. Like I said, city's in work in progress. But this also came from my one of my other Xbox cities, and it's a pretty simple building, but I think it gives that it gives some color to the city, and it also gives some of that depth that I've been talking about of stepping, but instead of on the sidewalk this time, it is actually stepping halfway up the building. It steps in, and then when you get to the top, it steps in a bit more. It gives it that nice bit of depth that I like. Coming up to our right here, with the sun shining through it, we have this office building, which does not have a name yet. Some buildings have names, some buildings don't. But it's a very simple trick that I've used for years, that I've seen some other people do, but this is the way I like to use it. So basically, it's just a building of glass, but by using black panes, you can make it look like an office building. And I think it's very simple, it's very nice for the city. And it looks very nice. Now, I know you guys are wondering about these traffic lights and stuff, and I'll go into those in another video. I'll go into a lot of the small details in another video. This is just to showcase off the city itself. Now, when you come over here, there is a little parking garage down here. And once again, I'm not going to show that in this video just yet. I'll leave some stuff up for a surprise. But as you can see here, this is a beautiful view. And this is actually a pedestrian walkway. There'll be a pedestrian parking plaza back there with these beautiful trees. And this is actually another building that I built. It's pretty simple. It still doesn't have a name yet, but I felt it fit with the whole modern office building theme over here, so that's why I built it. Now, you'll notice this building over here is actually diagonal, and some buildings will be diagonal. I think it gives a bit more depth to the city, especially when you walk in over here. It gives some depth by, and there'll be some balconies up there, as you can see. It gives some depth by giving you something else to look at rather than just square buildings. And you'll notice that this building actually has, it's actually offset with that building on top of it, the Warren Tower right here, which is also a simple design feature that I have used in the past, just like this black stain building, but I will show that in another video, how I did that, if you guys want to see it. I will show some tutorials on some of this stuff as we go along, because I know there's some good building tricks that some of you may not know about. I've been building Minecraft cities, like I said, since about 2012, 2011, so I've been doing it for over a decade now, and I've learned some tricks over the years. Now, coming in here, we have a mall. It's the Zephyr City Mall. It spans along 4 buildings, I believe, and I am not going to show you exactly the mall yet, because there is a surprise I want to save for another video. That looks amazing, but because I want to save some stuff in the city as a surprise. But there is something very nice with that mall that I will get to in the future. Now, this first floor is going to be a Starbucks. As you saw on the side, there's a sign that says Starbucks. There's going to be a Starbucks down here, and then Warren Tower is right here. And as you can see, the lobby is mostly finished. But once again, I'm not showing interiors in this video. That will be for another video. And like I said, this view over here is one of the best for that side. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, along with that hotel sign. Now, this is, if I remember correctly, yes, it is Symphony Tower. And this is to emulate, if some of you know, the Chrysler Building in New York. It's meant to emphasize that, and at night there's actually lights up there that light up each corner of the building. It looks really nice. Now, there's different levels of this building, as you see, that go over. And just like with down there, this is another good view of the city from up here. It's a beautiful view. And I know some of you can't believe that I built this by hand alone, but I'm very good at building big buildings like this. It's just how I work. So you'll see that as I start recording, you'll see my building process as I record it. Now, these 2 buildings are unnamed. This one is kind of a filler. I think it looked really nice with the window design in the top there. And there's gonna be a rooftop garden up there. And then we get to this building, which was the second building I built in the city, if I remember correctly. This is meant to emulate one of those big skyscrapers in New York. Mainly kind of the Empire State Building mixed with the Rockefeller Center, kind of. As you can see, there's different balcony levels as you go up, and this is actually kind of a hybrid building. This bottom section is where there'll be a restaurant and offices, and then when you get to the top here, there will be penthouse suites. So these will kind of be expensive areas to live in the city, and that's to emulate kind of that New York offices on bottom with residential on top, high-end residential. That's kind of what I was going for with this. And there's some more balconies at the top of the city, or the top of the building there, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna end this video with a nice view of the city here. It's definitely a nice view, as you can see. The intersections from up here look absolutely gorgeous. The buildings look absolutely gorgeous. Now, I would show you the city at night, but it's pretty much just pitch black, besides a couple buildings that have a couple lights, because I have not gotten to interiors that much yet. Because believe it or not, a lot of these buildings have a lot of floors, and I like to make work harder for myself, which you guys might like. But I like each floor to be unique. Some people like to build buildings where they stack each floor on top of each other and it makes it easier building and each floor is identical. I don't like that. I don't think it gives as much realism. So I like to make each floor completely unique with different offices, different layouts, different rooms. And while that gives more life to the city, it also means more work for me. So just be patient with me. This new series is going to go quite well, I think. The city itself is beautiful in my opinion. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, if there's any specific buildings you want me to cover or building techniques you want me to cover, then feel free to leave it in the comments. And I will do another video separately on how I do my interiors, because I know I kind of left that in the dark this video. But this video was mainly meant for exteriors. And there's the penthouse suite I was talking about. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like this new series I'm doing. I'm sorry that I started it kind of late and missed out on a bunch of work that I could show you. But in the future, if you want, I can show you how to build some of these buildings and the techniques I used. And believe it or not, I do not use a lot of world edit for these buildings. Only when I can, like the simple ones. But like for this one, for example, I couldn't really use world edit because there's too many intricacies, so I had to do it by hand, believe it or not. So but I was used to that on Xbox anyway, so I don't care. Stuff like this was easy in world edit. Obviously I could just make a wall of blue and then put black on top, whatever. But you know, diagonal buildings obviously couldn't really do world edit. That building couldn't really do world edit, you know, that one. But I do use world edit where I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you will leave your suggestions in the comments and anything you want to see. I hope you're looking forward to this new series. I'm really looking forward to building it with you guys. I will be doing time lapses, tips and tricks, building tutorials, everything like that. So I hope you enjoyed. I will see you whenever I make the next video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see. And peace out.